was wise, and marrying Marie had looked more and more like a fate worse than death. He should have come up with a better way to escape marriage to her, but he tried to convince himself he was simply experiencing the kind of apprehension most men felt when coming face to face with an eternity tied to the same woman. Regardless, that night, with his engagement moments from being publicly announced, he could feel a noose tightening around his neck. A wiser man, a better man, would have simply called it off. Only a true idiot would have seen the silly challenge of his friends to kiss his almost fiancée as a chance for escape. Only a stupid ass, or a coward, would have allowed the world to think he had mistakenly kissed the wrong woman, knowing full well that very public mistake would lead to calling off any engagement. It had seemed a brilliant idea. He never for a moment thought it would also lead to a fast marriage with the mistake in question. "Do you like her?" Uncle Richard said without warning. James frowned in confusion. "Who?" "Your wife." A hard tone sounded in Richard's voice. "The one you married yesterday?" "Ah, Violet." He nodded. "Well, yes, certainly. She's quite pleasant. Quiet. Rather shy, I would say, but witty under that terribly reserved exterior as well. And not unattractive." Indeed. As he had been courting Marie, he'd grown to know Violet. The idea of kissing her had not been an entirely new one, but then that particular idea occurred to him with most of the women he knew. "What do you intend to do now?" "Now? Honestly, Uncle Richard," James shook his head, "I have no idea. I don't think I'm ready for marriage." Violet's breath caught. She'd been about to enter the library to greet her new husband and his uncle. Obviously, James had no idea she'd be up and about, but then it was already late morning. She suspected James rarely rose before noon. "And yet you are married," Lord Ellsworth said. What was one supposed to do when hearing one's husband of less than a day proclaim he was not ready for marriage? Violet Hagen, now Branham, was not given to eavesdropping under ordinary circumstances. These were scarcely ordinary. "Well, yes, but—" Uncle Richard's voice hardened. "But—" "None of this is Violet's fault. She shouldn't have to pay for it." James paused. "I've legitimately made her my wife, given her my name. I was thinking Violet and I would have one of those modern marriages. You know, the sort where we go our separate ways for the most part." Violet bit back a gasp. Her heart twisted in her chest. No. 21 years of quiet, reserved, proper behavior, of not standing up for herself, of doing what was expected, up to and including marrying a man who had no desire to marry her, shattered with his words. She and I could what?" Violet swept into the room. Both men jumped to their feet. "Good morning, Violet," Lord Ellsworth said pleasantly. "I trust you slept well." "Quite. Thank you, my lord." She moved closer. "I couldn't help overhearing. As you and James are discussing my marriage and my future, don't you think I should be present?" "Of course." James offered her a chair. "I'd prefer to stand." She braced herself. "Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're suggesting that you and I continue our lives as if we were not married. You go your way and I go mine." "Well, yes. Something like that." "I see." Good Lord. The man really didn't want her. A lump lodged in her throat. She ignored it. Now was not the time to feel sorry for herself. She'd thought, she'd hoped,